is Arynetta. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this week's vlog, which is my first vlog, and I am a little bit excited about it. If you haven't seen my trailer video, I'm an actress, writer, creative, and wellness enthusiast. And this wellness odyssey started about a decade ago when I found myself in the hospital getting surgery for a condition that came from a hormonal imbalance that I had no idea existed. I didn't even know that hormones could get out of balance. You know, the only thing I had ever heard of when it came to hormones giving a woman a problem was menopause, which is quite natural, but that's the only thing that I'd ever heard of where some kind of your hormones could do something that could affect your lifestyle. And I was many years away from menopause. So I went on this journey to find out what happened. And that led me into clean living, which includes clean beauty, clean products, mindfulness, meditation, all these things that the point was to heal myself and balance out my life, figuring out anxiety, figuring out how to deal with frustration and anger in a way that didn't so erupt my system. And with that, I developed a children's mindfulness and meditation character named Effie Monroe, and she specializes in mindfulness, meditation, and self-love. And now it's led me to this YouTube channel. And so I'm excited to share with you some of the things that I've learned. Well, you know, all of the things that I've learned, and certainly the things that work. What brings us here today is that I am starting the Bean Protocol in this continued effort to heal my hormones. About the Bean Protocol, it was started by a woman named Karen Hurd, and Karen has an amazing story, and I'm going to link the podcast episode I listened to before, but I'll just try to summarize it to the best of my ability. I certainly recommend that you go and you listen to her story yourself. So Karen's daughter was poisoned. As a matter of fact, her entire family was poisoned by their carpets. She and her family, they got in their carpets cleaned, and the whatever chemicals they used was not properly balanced and ended up being a toxic load. So her daughter, who was only 1 year old, got a deadly poisonous amount of this chemical and started seizing. And I want to say that she seized for like 12 minutes, something horrifying, truly horrifying and crazy. Like I said, go and listen to the episode to hear her tell the story, and it's a mother telling the story of what happened to her family and what happened to her child. But Karen had worked with poisons before. So she told the doctor, she was like, I know what this is. I know my daughter's been poisoned. And the hospital wouldn't listen to her. She had to get poison control and everybody involved, and poison control ended up saying, yes, this child was poisoned. But at the end of the day, they told her there was nothing that they could do for her or her child, that her child was not going to make it. And Karen was like, no, absolutely not. So in a matter of days, like 3 days to a week, she did all this research and dug into what she knew about poison and found out that the best way to get this out of her child's system was soluble fiber. And so she told the hospital, get soluble fiber in her, get soluble fiber in her. And she herself got soluble fiber in her child through feeding her like mushed up beans. And her child recovered. It made such a big news story in her area that people started coming to her with all sorts of different problems that they'd had. And she told them, you know, I don't know anything about this. I was just trying to heal my daughter. But she was up to the task and she put in the work. And long story short, but listen to the story because it's amazing. But long story short, she came up with a eating regimen, which is whole foods, high fiber protocol that also is an elimination plan. So the whole foods part is that you're eating whole, fresh foods. You can eat meat. I don't think that you can have red meat, but you can have other meats. I've been having fish. And the soluble fiber you're getting is from beans. The elimination part is that you are eliminating sugar, dairy, caffeine, and that's from coffee and tea, herbal teas, stress, and fragrances. And the sugar is also sugar from fruit, and the stress is also stress from exercise. So you can do things like yoga and walking, but you're meant to cut out like spinning, which I love to do, or running or HIIT training, these things. And the reason is because you're eliminating anything that can be hormone stimulating. And I didn't know that fragrance was hormone stimulating. So that's been difficult for me to get rid of my fragrances too, but I am. And the fruit part, because I love my smoothies and stuff. So I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. But that was, I would say, another part that I was like, oh, this might be difficult. The reason you're doing this, and anybody who may be like eating, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to pause it because I'm about to start to talk about bodily functions. And I know if you're eating, you may not want to hear it. So, ready? So the reason why you're doing this is because, one, all of those hormone stimulating items can increase the amount of hormones. So they can increase the amount of estrogen you have in your body. So you're taking out anything that's going to be increasing or stimulating your hormones. On the other side, you're using the soluble fiber and you're separating your fiber from your fat so that you can increase the bile in your system, and that's bile, bile, in your system. Even if you're regular, you're having regular bowel movements, if the bile in your system isn't strong and potent, it's not doing an efficient job cycling out those excess hormones and cycling out the excess toxicities that we breathe in, that we eat, that we get every day. And so on one hand, you're using the soluble fiber separated from the fats to really strengthen that bile. And on the other hand, you're making sure that you're not, to the best of your ability, not bringing in any excess estrogen or doing anything to stimulate whatever you have going on with your hormones. And all together, that works to help heal your hormones. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm following Unique Hammond system, which is called You're Great. And I heard of all of this from Lacey Phillips, who does the To Be Magnetic podcast. I heard of it on her podcast, and I'm going to link her episode below too, because she talks about how she cured her hormones using this plan. And Unique cured her Crohn's disease. She had debilitating Crohn's disease, and she cured her Crohn's using this plan. So that's what I'm up to this week. And as you know, as I said, this is my first blog, so I have been documenting and getting everything together, but I haven't been talking you through it. So we're going to do a quick rewind, and I'm going to talk you through the program, and then we'll catch up later, or we might even catch up tomorrow. All right. See you soon. that was actually just really weird because I've done the supplement thing for so long, for probably almost 10 years. I've been really big on my supplements, especially with the hormone issues and stuff. I've kind of been taught that there are certain supplements that you really are supposed to be on if you're on it with your health. And so I didn't, I didn't throw away my supplements. I have them right over there. Like, they're just sitting there because it was hard for me to throw away. So now I'm just thinking about, I'm going to have to think about if I'm going to really throw them away or just put them to the side. The thing is, the Beam protocol is 3 months. So I might not even need the same supplements anyway. And I kind of think that this is a way to like just really commit to just throw these supplements away. And the thing is, I haven't even been using them a lot lately. I haven't. I've been really bad about taking my supplements the past couple of, I was going to say days, weeks, months. It's really months. So you know what? Maybe I will just go ahead and throw them away. I'm going to throw them away. Yep, I'm going to throw them away. Let's do it. I'm going to throw them away. In the trash they go. Okay, that's it. No more. Yeah. They're gone. The supplements are gone. All right, I am at Whole Foods picking up some things on my list. I'm grabbing some oat milk and vanilla because by far one of the hardest things about this protocol for me has been giving up my tea. Jasmine tea is my favorite, but you can't even do herbal teas. So you can't even do non-caffeinated teas. So in her protocol, Unique has this like little recipe. Actually, it's on her blog called the Cup of Calm, which is oat milk and like a little cardamom if you want, a little vanilla. I've been adding cayenne pepper and it's really good. It's really getting me going. So I'll make some when we get back. I'm grabbing some paper towels, fish, sweet potatoes, and then I'll be on my way. So let's go. Good morning. Oh my goodness, I'm getting a reflection from my glasses. I can hardly see, but this might be better. So I have had my morning beans and I've had breakfast right now. Today is going to be a writing day. So I have, I'm working on a script, my Christmas movie script. So I'm going to be writing that this morning. I have a deadline to turn that into my writing coach at around noon my time. So I'm going to be working on that. And then I have a meeting with a freelance writing client. So I'll be checking out that meeting and I might bring you along to it. It's a Zoom meeting. But first I'm going to make my cup of calm and then sit down and get to writing.
There's 4 kinds of relationships. A relationships, B relationships, C relationships, D relationships. A relationship is typically your partner.
right, done with my writing session for the morning, which was great. I finished up to 75 pages, so I am actually a little bit behind. I'm behind in my deadline. I was supposed to get it to her by 12 CST, so I'm like 2 hours behind. I'm going to go over some of the more recent pages, do a little bit of a hand edit. I always print everything out and read it so I can get it just on a different platform. And I went ahead and put on a little bit of a face so that I can switch right over to my freelance meeting. Just change real quick and switch. All right, I finished my edits, did a quick change, and now I am off to my meeting. All right, well, the meeting was ended early because the chief product operator couldn't make it, so that's good. That means that I'm going to take a break because I've been working all morning. I still need to get that into my writing coach in a couple of hours, but I'm actually going to sit down, have something to eat, watch an episode of Succession, which I wasn't really into, but it's seeming like episode 3 is something. So yesterday I watched 1 and 2, really only so I could watch episode 3 to see if it was on with it, why somebody said that it was the most wonderful episode of television that they've ever seen. It looks so good and crisp and juicy outside. Look how pretty it is. So part of me wants to lay down by the pool, but I do know that I don't have time for the pool. So yeah, I'm gonna grab something to eat, have a little rest, and get back to it in about 2 hours. All right, it's about 7:05, and I am going to get a quick exercise in. With the Beam protocol, you can't do, like I said, any spinning or running or anything like that. So I'm going to get a quick Megan Roup Sculpt series in, which is very difficult, very challenging, but it's just 20 minutes. So I'm going to get to it and see you back in a bit.
In between, and you'll be out of here. Optional equipment is 2 or 3 pound hand weights, but as always, no equipment's required. Wanna move my feet, wanna drop my one. Wanna move my feet, wanna drop my one. Wanna move my feet, wanna drop my one. Wanna move my feet, wanna drop my one.
Good morning. Actually, it is more like good afternoon. It's around 1 p.m. CST here in Austin, and I just got off a call, my meeting with my writing coach for my Christmas script, and it went really good. I'm super excited about it. This was one of my goals this year, was to finish a script, finish a short, and finish a original pilot. So I'm going to get this script down, and that goes to a larger goal of selling a script or selling some of my IP. So gosh, it feels crazy, honestly, even just to say that out loud, but I'm on my way there, and that feels good. The cool thing about this script, writing this, is also that it's made me tap into how much I enjoy writing and like writing. I've made so many changes over the past 2 years, like since 2020. I've intentionally changed my life to bring in more authenticity, bring in more happiness, bring in more joy. But it's been harder than I thought it was going to be. It's actually been very, very difficult. That has been more of a journey, even feeling like treacherously so than I thought it would be. And for a while, I felt like I was divorced from my joy. Like one day I woke up and I was like, I have no energy or want or oomph for life. I feel like I'm not doing anything that brings me joy. So I've worked really hard on tapping back into what I like, what brings me joy, and my authenticity, authentic truth. And I feel it when I'm writing creatively. So that's been great with this project. Um, yeah, anybody out there who is like being so intentional about change and it's not going the way that you thought it would go, I am here for you and I feel you. And if you want to put anything in the comments, I will pay attention and I will respond, because that's difficult. I didn't expect how difficult that would be. But I need to get some sunlight. I have been indoors for several days. I gotta eat. I gotta pick up psyllium husks. So I'm going to do that. And then, yeah, maybe we'll see each other for a walk.
Vai ter carnaval, até que enfim um descanso pra não passar em branco. Uma cerveja na mesa e tá bom. A fábrica de confete fechou e Ivete se aposentou. Vai ter murro no olho, meu do chiclete tá de molho. Não vai ter caravela na avenida, nem história de ancestrais da colonização. Vai ter carnaval, até que enfim um descanso pra não passar em branco. Uma cerveja na mesa e tá bom. A fábrica de confete fechou e Ivete se aposentou. Vai ter murro no olho, meu do chiclete tá de molho. Não vai ter caravela na avenida, nem história de ancestrais da colonização.
Okay, I had to clean before I cooked. right. Oops. All right, I decided to get out of the house. I haven't been out of the house in 3 days. Yesterday, let's sit down for a second. So yesterday I was supposed to have my new desk come in. So I had to be home from, I think they said 8 to 6, and it never arrived, which annoyed me, but it's coming tomorrow. So today I'll be out and about. Well, not really out and about. I just decided that I need to get my exercise in. So I'll do my walk. I'll walk up to Whole Foods, get those psyllium husks, and just enjoy the day. It's really nice. Hello. It has been a couple of days. I got sick, so I took some days off to recover. I was supposed to go to a wedding, but I ended up not going. And so I have recovered, and I'm here to tell you about, I decided I'd end this vlog on just some of the top things to look out for when it comes to starting the Bean Protocol, since that's what this vlog is all about. So, number one, just make sure you have everything that you need good and ready. Like, I was constantly going back to Whole Foods to get things like psyllium husk and I got enough beans to begin with, which is really great. But what else did I have to get? I guess I was pretty much just going to get things for recipes that I was doing. I would really read the suggested menus, and for the first week, try to just have everything you need there so you're not going back and forth. I love my morning psyllium husk, although I didn't have it today. I'll probably have some for lunch. But do know that it has an interesting texture. Like, the longer it sits, it gets more and more jelly, perhaps like chia seeds. I do not like the jelliness of chia seeds. I do like the jelliness of psyllium husk. So I like it the more jelly it gets, but just know that. If you don't like it, really drink it quickly, but no matter what, drink it as quickly as you can. But it'll start getting jelly after 3 minutes. I mean, super quickly. Let's see, what else? Oh, I went cold turkey and just gave up the sugar and the caffeine right away. All the stuff that you were supposed to give up, I just gave it up. That will be, I have given up those things before for just different detoxes I've done, but this time around, the first week, I was like needing to nap every, not even couple of hours, like few minutes, like every 20 minutes I wanted to lie down, take a nap, all of that stuff. So that was the toughest for me. So that can be tough. You just kind of have to motor through it, and it lasted longer. Like usually when I've done these kinds of things, after 1 week, I've kind of bounced back even better than ever. This time I did not. This time it took the full 2 weeks. I would say 14 days or maybe even 20 days, although it wasn't as crazy tired as it was at the beginning. The tiredness, I did get more and more energy, but that took a bit. So keep that in mind. And I spoke with Unique. I had my first meeting and she is awesome. She's just so amazing. If you can work with somebody like her or somebody else that can be your coach and accountability partner and somebody that is just really knowledgeable and can just keep you in it, do that. I mean, working with her was wonderful. Or speaking with her was wonderful. I had some things that I was a little bit confused on. She straightened them right out. And she just has such a wonderful, bright personality that I would say that will probably be a high point of this whole journey here. Let's see, what else? Oh, the cup of calm. That's hot. This thing has been my savior because you really can't drink anything else, like a lemon with water, or different milks, so different nut milks or oat milk. So, cashew milk, almond milk. We just made this together, but this is oat milk, about 7 or 8 dashes of cardamom, 1 to 1.5 dash of cayenne pepper. And you just be really careful with the cayenne pepper because it can throw everything off. But I like just the kind of added spice that it gives. And this is 1 cup of oat milk and a teaspoon of vanilla. Oh my goodness, it truly is a cup of calm. You feel so much better after you've had it. But also it's just, it's nice to be drinking something other than warm water, or water with psyllium husks. So this has been a lifesaver. So definitely make sure that you're doing this. And I believe that's it. I mean, we're going on this together. So in future vlogs, I'll check back in with it. But yeah. I did want to just go ahead and end this on the note that if you're changing, as I spoke about before, you're trying something new and it's really, really hard, just stick with it, man. But it is hard. Like, I kind of want this whole YouTube vlog situation not only to share a lot of the things that I've learned about wellness, but also a journal for me, to see what I've done or, what I've come through. And so I do want to be more open about different things. Like, I touched on, I was supposed to go to a wedding, and the reason why I couldn't go is because of my financial situation at the moment. And man, that really upset me. It really bummed me out. Like, along with this change, I've tried out some different things that haven't worked out the way that I thought they were going to work out when it comes to giving myself more financial security. And just like I said, or I think I said, I might not have said this, but it's one thing when you go through change and you expect it to be hard, or you expect it to be really difficult, or you expect it to not work out. It's another thing when you expect it to maybe be challenging, but you do expect it to work out, and all of a sudden you're throwing all these curveballs. And I feel like that's what's been happening with me. But just because you're being thrown curveballs doesn't mean that it's not working out. So even with this, I've tried to really buckle down and say, okay, how could I have done this better? What's going on with some of my, like what are my patterns? What's going on where, like, there's a pattern that needs to be interrupted that's making things kind of show up the same in my life, although I'm doing different things. So that's actually been a high point in this, in a lot of the frustrations, really getting to dig into that. So yeah, if you want to talk about change, feel free to talk about it in the comments, and I will see you next time.
Wanna move my feet